All right, next up. Next up, Mr. Steel. Cambridge Steel. We're going to call you Cambridge Steel. How's that? Hey, Captain. How you doing? And here we have Cambridge Steel. So right off the bat, pretty strong portfolio, I think. Materials. It's always nice when you see someone who's not primarily into substance, but they're adding substances to their portfolio, and the quality is pretty nice. This stuff looks pretty good. You can get down with that, Mika. Cambridge Steel. How do you say your first name? Is it Callum? Or Callum? Callum? So, oh, this is really interesting. So there's a bunch in here. And they're part of this scene. Let me, okay, hang on here. So this brick one's pretty good. I would definitely look at the roughness attributes of the brick, but maybe you're going for more of a stylistic approach. This one feels like Callum. All right, cool. This one is really interesting because the shape of the bricks, I'm actually seeing a repetitive pattern, and I don't know where I'm seeing it, but it makes me believe that the bricks are all the same brick, or there's only like 2 or 3 of them. Just in the way that the edges are kind of chipped or something maybe. And then they all feel, I know it's the style of the brick that you're going for, but they all feel very squished. Oh. Oh, thanks, Lang. This one's pretty good. I think this is very tiley. So like getting these elements kind of more scattered about to try and break up the tiling would help quite a bit. This one actually has a lot of strange displacement. So the surface material, the diagonal lines in the first brick are pretty visible. Oh yeah, these ones. So I was gonna say with this one actually looks like the displacement is not the right displacement for the material that you're displaying. So I'm assuming this is probably like a flat concrete. And this type of displacement looks like it was from something else, and then you put the flat concrete normal roughness and albedo on top of like something else that's displacing. Like they don't match, right? And the roughness again it feels off. Like this is really shiny for like a, I'm guessing it's a concrete, especially with the amount of damage and information that you're pushing into the albedo. So this one looks highly stylistic. I would definitely take a pass on maybe like the smaller ones being a little bit more subdued, or maybe softening the transition from the curve from the high point to the low point on the paint so that it doesn't look so thick, if that makes sense. Like right now it looks very thick. This one looks all right. There's a weird seam there. I've seen that before and I don't know what that is. I've seen that in other people's images too. Because it is one image, right? Yeah, it's one image. So in general, this looks pretty good. Let's go to this one. So I think your material should actually be in here. All these should be in this scene. And now that I think about it, I need to go look at these other ones. So you had to re-upload to get rid of that line. Interesting. So this looks pretty good. This is more of a basic material, but that's fine. Like these are all really good practice. I would say on this one that the what do you call it? It's very uniform. Like obviously the material is quite uniform, right? But like maybe where it meets the ground having just a little bit of like gradation of color or discoloring happening. You could even do it with like where the grout, the stuff in between the tiles is a little darker down there from all of the dirtiness. When it comes to this chipping look, definitely look at reference for like, and I can tell that you were looking at some type of reference because these like these cross hatch lines are present, and those are just from like when they use like a spatula to scrape and give a little bit of texture. It helps adhere tiles to the wall better and for longer. You'll be able to tell there's areas where like they don't do it, and that is usually because they're trying to save on materials. So like, why can't I zoom in? That's cool. Is it this? Is this conflicting with my... Oh, I know what it is. Swedish keyword. There we go. So in general, these look pretty good. I would just make sure that you know, like, oh man, this song. Not feeling that. They usually will put on a bit here, and then they'll scrape that around. So you'll get a lot of like gaps around this area where there's just not very much or not none at all. The damage of the tiles, I guess, is the other thing I would comment on being very... it looks very authored, I guess, in the way it's damaged. But in general, I think the details that you're getting is really nice, like this stuff here. And then with these really harsh, jaggedy edges, just make sure to soften the height map just a little bit. Just blur it just a tiny bit, just to try and smooth this information out. And just the way it's chipping, keep an eye on that. It's very continental right now. Let's keep going here though. This one's all right. I like this one. This one, I can tell you're boosting the little like nubs just to try and like give it a little bit more shape and volume. I just keep those at the height that you expect them to be at in real life. And I guess you could just either tile it less or get a little bit closer and frame it differently. So like, actually even here, do you see how it's framed in this shot? That's pretty interesting. But like if you frame it in, I'm just gonna scale this up. If you frame it like this, that's pretty cool as well. Just something different than always seeing a sphere is always a plus. But then again, you don't see the way that it gets into shadow, and like it's the main reason everyone uses spheres, is it you get to see how it behaves along the lighting. This one I would look into like why it's lighting the way that it is. It looks like maybe you have like a custom lighting setup to get like an edge highlight here. Something like that. Right? It just kind of it throws you off, I guess. And again, it's very it's not very rough considering the material that it is. I think with all of your materials it seems to be an issue of roughness range. I mean, in context though, in this scene this looks good. The amount of detail here looks really nice, and the prop placement looks really good. The detail of the seating is pretty nice as well. And yeah, just the composition of this shot's really strong. This one's cool. I feel like maybe you're missing contact shadows on the cable spline stuff here. I don't know if like this is in Unreal, right? No, this is... Wait, this is in Toolbag? That's pretty crazy if that's the case. Either way, trying to get some contact shadows in there would be really good. Yeah, that would be really helpful. Because right now, like, you have that hard edge, right? And it kind of gives you this, it's very gamey feel. because of that. Yeah, that helps so much. That's crazy. Contact shadows, man. Screen space, shadows. You can blend materials with Marmoset. You have to buy some shaders, though. Or learn how to make shaders. The Unreal project is in another Artstation post. Oh. So definitely get that stuff organized. Like these... Oh, I see. I understand now. I understand. So this one is this one, this one is this one, and this one is this one. So it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Definitely embed these into your scenes. They just belong in here. Because then people have context, they see it in use. It makes the substance look better. It makes the scene look better. Yeah, the real-time ray tracing is going to help with contact shadows immensely when it comes to that type of stuff. Like this one, this material is pretty nice. Let's see what we got going on here. I think maybe the footprints. No, they're sharp enough. I think it's all right. When you see it in use, it's this looks good. There could possibly be some more like of the sand. Like I would do like a sand mask on the gun. Because it does feel like it was placed. It feels like you're getting a little bit here, but maybe on the wood as well. This looks pretty good to me. I mean, I'm not a gun person. But I know that there's some people in the Discord that would be able to help you push those materials further. Because I know they can go further. Just the definition on the surface of the materials. Great storytelling stuff here, though. Like, even just like as a little diorama. It's nice. Oh, wait, what? Oh, wow. I didn't even notice the map later. So if the map is older, it's going to be lighter, right? Unless it's been raining and whatnot and it's wet. But making that lighter is going to help, I think. It's definitely some Uncharted vibes going on. Anywho, this is pretty strong. I think, what's the time difference between these? A year ago, 10 months ago, a month ago. That looks about right. This scene's real strong. This has like nice feel, nice atmosphere to it. I think it's got particles in the air. It feels like there should be dust and stuff. I think I see particles though. Getting even, oh, that looks nice. Getting even just like a video, if there's a video in here, no. Getting a video that shows, oh, this is great presentation. A video that shows the particles just kind of floating around, like the ambient motion of everything. Could be pretty nice. It's like a big thing I always either get commented on or give comments on is, what does your scene look like when it's still? Like if you're running around in a game and then you just stand still, what does it look like? And if there's nothing moving, then it's not going to feel right. Something's going to feel off. So like either steam leaking out of a pipe or like some really subtle dust, probably both, right? Maybe one of the lights is flickering, or there's like a tube light behind this that's just got like a really low, like it almost is like you can hear the humming of the light through the flicker. Yeah, stuff like that would, man. What's up, Oreos? Are we thinking on the same wavelength? Mice running around? I mean, a single sheet of paper, like passing by in a subtle breeze. If you can get the ambient sound of a train station and just put it in there, oh my gosh, immediately it's huge. Like you get huge payoff with that stuff. Water drips, yeah. Yeah, man. Stuff's important. Anyway, this is quite strong. I think right now this is your weakest one, but this is quite old compared to these two. I would embed these into your scenes instead of having all of them presented like this. If you're going to present them like this, I think maybe you should have like a logo somewhere, maybe here, that identifies a series, and then maybe put them next to each other instead of embedding them. And yeah, you could make another slide for the props if you wanted to, but you would just need to have, like, this is already quite strong. I would just put the substances next to them if you want to keep them separated. But thanks for submitting your portfolio. You had some stuff. Let me make sure. Oh no, did I close it? No, it's here. Hang on here. General portfolio advice. All right, you wanted me to have a look at this, right? I mean, this is looking pretty promising. I've been following it as you post it. I would suggest people check that out because this stuff's pretty interesting, just to see how, like, the thought process and how things develop. But yeah, this stuff's cool. I don't have too much to say on this stuff right now. It's just watching your flow, watching how you process things. I guess the rain could be more angled. I don't know. It's weird to see rain coming straight down. I think this is a good idea, though. You're asking if, like, this is a good direction. This is a great way to focus on a small scene and still make some good props that are all relevant to each other and also show that you understand scale. So make sure that your scales are right, because it'll either show that you know scale or that you don't know scale, right? But cool. All right. I'm going to get to the next portfolio. Be right back, get it all set up, and then we'll be good to go.